So around the beginning of the 20 teens, I had a lot of students, some of my smartest students, I would say, wanted to go work in the tech industry. And that was fine. It made sense to me. At the same time, I was a little worried about the way in which they spoke about these companies they were going to work for. And this was particularly concerning for me because I thought I'd been teaching them critical thinking all this time. And then they went out and they uncritically repeated these things that these companies would tell them, right? Oh, well, it's not that kind of business, or no, they're not really responsible for this, or well, disrupting something is always good. So that's how it started. But the way it was written was actually entirely different, because these same students, in many cases, often came back to me later and would explain that, that all the things they'd seen, they would relay, critiques of their workplaces, things that they found abominable, things that they thought eminently worthy and needing of critique, but also things that they thought were interesting and promising, but maybe underdeveloped by these companies. They often use a different lens, where my lens was more that of a Marxist approach, maybe. They often thought about it through terms of identity, but the critique was the same. They asked very serious questions about how these companies were constituted and whether they at all believed the stuff that they were claiming to hold dear, and the dialogue with them really shaped the book. So while it was a book that started out maybe as an old professor shouting at their students, it became really more of a collaborative conversation, as many people in the tech industry, I think, became worried about the very same topoi that I sought to illuminate in the book.